Filwaqt li bosta jafu bl-Ordni ta' San Ġwan, ftit huwa magħruf dwar l-Ordni ta' San Mikiel u San Ġorġ li kienet stabbilita f'Malta u Korfu fl-1818 fl-aqwa żmien tal-perjodu Brittaniku f'Malta. Wirja ġdida li riċenti ttellat fil-Mużew tal-Posta l-Belt Valletta tesplora l-kontribut li għamlu l-Maltin u l-Ingliżi li servew fil-Mediterran, servizzi li ġew ippremjati bl-unuri u l-parati. Il-kuratur Professur Grech jgħidilna aktar.
I am the curator of the exhibition, and one of the reasons for that is that we have a family member, Dr. Oreste Grech, who was a lawyer, who was awarded a companionship of the Order of St. Michael and St. George in 1909. So I've had an interest for many years, and so it seemed natural when I heard that the Order was intending to hold an exhibition in Malta, I volunteered to organize the exhibition. The exhibition celebrates the bicentenary of the foundation of the Order of St. Michael and St. George in Malta and in Corfu in 1818. The Order was set up to reward Maltese citizens and citizens of the Ionian Islands, as well as British citizens who are working in the Mediterranean. So I've chosen to have a representation of the Maltese members as well as some of the British members who are serving in the Mediterranean. We start off with a portrait of King George III. Now, a lot of people will remember that King George III was in poor health. In fact, we refer to the madness of King George III, and it was in fact his son, the Prince Regent, who was responsible for approving the order. But I thought it was important to have a portrait of George III because he was the monarch at the time, and I've chosen a portrait by a Maltese artist by the name of Maxim Gauci, who actually was based in France until 1809 and then moved to London, where he was one of the people who perfected the art of lithography. So on the death of George III, he produced a lithograph of a bust of George III, and that's what we feature in the exhibition. I think one of the highlights of the exhibition comes from the 20th century when a new chapel was created in St. Paul's Cathedral, and there were certain artifacts commissioned for that, and we have two very special items. One is a silver gilt alms dish that actually comes from St. Paul's Cathedral. It's quite spectacular, and it has two enamel plaques at the center, one of St. Michael and St. George. The other is a morse. Now, a morse is a clasp, a clip, that attaches the cope, the vestment that the prelate wears, and that has enamels also, and it was designed and created by a princess who was a granddaughter of Queen Victoria. Both officers of the order and the highest level, the Grand Crosses of the order, also wore capes, blue satin capes with red lining, as you see in this cape. The officers had red capes, so the colors are reversed. This cape is actually still in use. It belongs to the Chancellor of the Order, Lord Robertson, who some viewers might remember as Secretary General of NATO. And it's because of his work overseas that he was awarded the Grand Cross and then made Chancellor of the Order. We're showing it with the collar, the gold collar, of a Maltese recipient, actually. And we're not quite sure who the recipient was. The hallmark is 1860, so I think it might have belonged to either Sir Paolo Dingley or his son, Sir Adrian Dingley, who both were created Grand Crosses in the 1860s.